guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or hello and welcome if you are brand new here and you have never met me before. My name is Chloe Swift. I'm a professional hairstylist and hair care expert, and before I kick off this video, apologies, I feel like my voice is just even more raspy at the moment. I think I've just got a sore throat incoming, so apologies that this is going to be my voice throughout today's video. As you can see, well actually maybe you can't see because my hair has pretty much dried. It's actually so hot here today in the UK, but yeah, my hair has naturally air dried a lot, but I have washed it today, and I thought the best video to bring you today in this really hot weather is actually just going to be about how to get that perfect glass-like hair. So I'm going to be showing you best products to use, the best techniques and tools that I use, and how we can just get our hair glossy, shiny, smooth, sleek, and also get it to last, especially in hot, humid climates and days like this. So let's get into it. Step number one, you want to be making sure you're washing your hair with something that's really hydrating and that's going to nourish your hair. Of course, it depends on your hair type as to what shampoo and conditioner you are going to be using. So if you have got naturally curly, textured hair, then you want to be using something extra nourishing, and probably for curly hair, which has just got even more hydration. And they're just kind of heavier, more richer products. But personally, just the shampoo and conditioner I have literally finished using, you can see they're both completely empty. I've loved this range. It's the Hairstylist Gloss Absolute. So you've got the shampoo and then the conditioner here, and these are designed to be really nourishing and hydrating but lightweight. So they're great for those of you who have fine hair, or maybe if you've just got a normal hair density but you feel like maybe sometimes hydrating or moisturizing products can really weigh your hair down. These won't do that, and these are literally designed to give your hair that glossy, glass-like shine. Step two, I would really recommend something like this. This is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day High Shine Gloss, and this particular product has kind of gone quite viral and become really well known this year. It only just came out this year, but I just think this is a fantastic extra step to add to your routine if you just feel like you really can't ever see that shine in your hair. I think it's a super easy step to add into your routine. Still apply your conditioner, rinse it out, then you apply this on top afterwards in the shower. So still wring out all of your hair, get out a lot of that kind of excess water, then apply this, leave it on for 5 minutes. So then when this is on, I like to wash my face, do my other things in the shower, and then this still gets rinsed out. So I just feel like it's super easy to use. It's just that lovely extra kind of more of a luxury step. You don't need to use it in every single wash. It's silicone free. I don't know if you watched my previous video, I'll link that down below, but I do talk about silicones in there. There's absolutely nothing wrong with silicones. Silicones can be good for certain hair types, but especially for finer hair types, silicones can actually just be sometimes too heavy because they build up and they can weigh the hair down. I love how it's giving the hair that really glossy, glass-like shine, but without just layering silicones on top. I've just really been enjoying this. You can see I've used quite a lot of this one. Step three, we are now moving on to the products that we're going to leave in our hair that are not only going to help care for our hair, but also help with the styling of our hair. So first product I'm going to pop in as my leave-in. This is the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate Leave-In Treatment. I absolutely love this treatment. I use it probably most times I wash my hair. The reason why I love this one, I honestly just feel like it does so many things in one. So it protects from heat. It's a leave-in treatment. So again, it's something like you don't need to spend absolutely loads of time on a treatment and then rinsing it back out again. I love the smell. It honestly just smells amazing, and just for styling benefits, I honestly feel like it gives your hair the most amazing, smooth, glossy, shiny finish, but really it is caring for your hair as well. So yeah, it's a leave-in treatment. It works by rebuilding the bonds in the hair. The bonds in the hair are what kind of gets broken over time, and then that's how your hair becomes damaged. So this works by any gaps or holes that you might have in the hair where it's broken. So maybe the cuticle, which is the outer layer of the hair, is starting to come away and you've got damage underneath in the hair. This works by kind of going into those areas and filling in and almost acting as little building blocks to then support your hair and make your hair stronger, and it doesn't feel heavy on the hair. So you've kind of seen how much I've gone in there. I pop it into the palm of my hand, and I'll do like a large walnut size, and it needs to go into damp hair before you blow dry. Step four, if you know me, you know I love a hair oil, so we're absolutely not skipping this step when it comes to that glassy, glossy shine. This is my favourite hair oil. It's the Hairstylist Elixir Ultime. On damp hair, personally, I like to go in with 2 pumps on my hair. I'll kind of rub it into my hands like so, and then I'll pop one whole hand onto one side, and then the other onto the other side. I'm really focusing on the mid-lengths and ends, so kind of like the ponytail of your hair. And then when I haven't got too much on my hands, that's when I'm just going going to work it in more so at the top, just so it doesn't weigh the hair down too much. But absolutely, like, this oil will not weigh the hair down. And I think with oils, if you're not sure how much to use, just with trial and error, I know that 2 pumps on damp hair works perfectly for me. But then again, I do have quite like medium density hair. My hair does love to soak up and absorb a lot of product. I would say if you're unsure on damp hair, just go in with 1 pump, and you can always add more. Step number 5, I want a product that I'm actually going to be able to lock all of this in. This is going to protect from humidity. This is the Colour Wow Dreamcoat. So maybe a little bit controversial that I'm using this now, because only recently, to be honest, I have learned that this product has quite a lot of things you can't do and things you can't mix in with it. So they actually advise to not mix in creams or oils when using this product, because it can actually then make this product, the Dreamcoat, not work as well, is what they're saying. But on the Colour Wow website, they do advise that you can still mix in and use beforehand kind of their nourishing, hydrating, almost like leave-in treatments. You can use those before. So because you can use those before, I don't know, I personally, it might be controversial, but I'm just like, a Colour Wow obviously just trying to say you can only use their products before to obviously get you to buy more Colour Wow. But then I do also understand what they mean by interfering with that barrier, because this blocks humidity from then getting to the hair and entering the hair and stopping your hair from going frizzy. Then I do understand perhaps they don't want the oils and the creams lying on top of this, because it could disturb that barrier. But because Colour Wow recommends you can use their own products prior, I honestly think to use the blow dry cream, the heat protectant blow dry cream, and the heat protectant oil that I've put on, I just think it's okay to use those beforehand and then just use this after. This is almost just like my final seal on the top, and that's how I'm going to use it, is how I've always been using it lately since I found out that Colour Wow recommends you shouldn't really cocktail products together. And honestly, I still be feeling like I'm finding this product is amazing, and I've not had any adverse effects. Basically, it is a really, really great product to smooth the hair, seal the hair. It kind of seals it shut, and it needs heat to then be able for this to activate and to be able for it to work. And you need to apply quite a lot of this. So how we're using this product, section your hair off and start from the bottom, and you want to apply a lot of this product, like really saturate the hair, starting right at the roots. And you can see it's really nice and lightweight. It's just quite a watery product, really. So again, don't be afraid of using a lot of this, because it's not like it's going to make your hair sticky and feel like heavy with product. Just keep sectioning. Use your fingers just to section the hair, and you're literally just layering up the product. Like pretty much with all products, your product is only going to work on the areas of hair where it is actually sitting. So if you're kind of a person who just does this with their products and sprays it on the top, obviously it's literally only just going to work where you've sprayed it on that top layer, whereas you want to make sure you're getting all of the hair and getting everything underneath as well. My hair is absolutely soaked with that Dreamcoat. This is how we want it to be. It's not dripping, but it's like fully saturated throughout my hair. And if you are thinking, Chloe, that is a lot of products that you've popped in your hair, I know, literally that is the only way you're going to get that glassy, glossy shine. You need products to give you that hydration, the nourishment, the protection, and just add that layer. And that is literally what that glassy, glossy shine is. I have picked the tool that I know gives me the smoothest, the shiniest, kind of the flattest finish, and the tool that just gives me the easiest smooth blow dry. That is Dyson Airstrait. I really do enjoy using this product, and it's just so easy to use, and it really quickly dries my hair. It just makes that cuticle, the outside layer of the hair, literally just lie so flat and so smooth, and ultimately that is what gives you also that shine. So the cuticle is the outer layer of the hair. If you dry your hair really quite roughly, and let's say you're just blasting it with a hairdryer, the cuticle, the outside layer, it might not be laying as super smooth and flat as it could be. And the more it is laying smooth and flat, and all your kind of cuticle scales, should we call them? Imagine they're like roof tiles. If they're all lying super flat on top of one another, that is what, when the light hits your hair, that's what's going to reflect and give you the shine, which is essentially just how our hair shines. It's the light reflecting off the hair. Whereas, yeah, if you've just tried your hair quite messy and quite rough, the cuticle scales aren't lying as flat as they could be, and it's just when the light reflects, it's not going to look as shiny. And yeah, I just honestly feel like this is the best tool, the easiest tool to give you that smooth, shiny look. How I'm going to use it, first of all, I like to lock the plates together, and then the airflow literally comes out like stronger here, and I'm just going to focus on drying that root area first of all, because the root area is thicker, it just takes longer to dry. So I'm just going to do that all first of all before I then section my hair and go through and really smooth and straighten it. 7, we are now going to move on to sectioning. Sectioning is quite important when you're going for that really smooth hair look. So actually, normally if I'm curling, my first section would be level with the top of the ear. To be honest, for a really smooth, straight, glassy shine look, that is actually just going to be too big for my hair and a lot of your hairs as well, because almost, you see, that is so wide. You're not going to be able to get this underneath bit, and especially a lot of you guys, if you have curly or wavy hair, there's going to be a lot of kink in the back there. You're not going to be able to get that as smooth as what you want it. So I would actually halve that section. I actually take my first section level with the bottoms of my ears. Use your index fingers, place them by kind of the bottoms of your ears, then draw a line until your fingers reach the back of the head, and you've literally got them perfect first size section to really dry and smooth those roots out properly. Then I'll literally just grab all of this hair and I'm twisting it up in a bun and then just clipping it out of the way. Nothing's gonna distract me or get in the way. I know I'm literally just working on these first 2 sections. And then how the Dyson Airstrait works, ideally you need to pass over each section about 3 times for the hair to then be fully dry. And I think that's why it's important to go from this starting point as well. You can see my hair isn't super soaking wet. It's just like a little bit damp at this point, and that's just the perfect start point. I think if you're starting any wetter than this, A, it's just going to take you way longer and you're kind of just wasting your time really, and B, then each section you're definitely going to have to go over it way more than 3 times. And obviously just bear in mind the heat on your hair. The heat I've got my Dyson Airstrait set to is 140 degrees Celsius, and that's the highest temperature that you can set it at on damp hair, and that's a perfectly safe temperature to be using. And I would go for that hottest one, because that is ultimately, the warmer the heat is, that is going to seal that hair down smoother and flatter. I'm going to go in, style both of these, 3 passes on each section, and then show you the results. First sections are done. Yes, they're quite small, skinny sections, but especially, as I said earlier, I've just been able to really smooth out that root area with like no issues. Hopefully you could see just how easy that was, and what I love so much about the Airstrait. Honestly, the hair, it doesn't feel too hot at all when you're using, like, it doesn't even feel hot, to be honest. It just feels nice and warm, and even the hair afterwards doesn't feel hot, but it's done such a good job at smoothing and straightening out the hair. I think what I love about the technology the most, and how it works, and because it is literally just airflow, there are no heated plates, I personally feel like it retains a lot more moisture in your hair, and ultimately the more moisture that's retained in your hair, that's actually going to keep it sleeker and smoother and straighter for longer, because your hair stops seeking that external moisture from the atmosphere. The more moisture that's left in the hair, it makes it just feel so silky and soft. And honestly, yeah, my hair just feels incredible when I dry it straight with the Dyson Airstrait. So I'm going to carry on working up my hair, and yeah, just basically doing the same in little sections throughout my hair. Next section I'll take will be around about the top of the ears, and I'm just going to work up really, I guess, section sizes. I'm just taking about like 2-inch sections. I'm going to finish drying my hair, and then I'll come back to you when it's all dry. All dry. Look at that shine already. Hopefully you guys can see, look how lightweight my hair is. Like, it has not at all weighed down with the products that I've popped in. It's literally just giving it that really lightweight, smooth but glossy shine. And just a little tip there as well, using a tail comb ideally, I'll link one down below. Pop in your parting exactly where you want it, and then dry the hair in that parting, and that will just help to get a really nice smooth finish as well to the hair, with like the minimal amount of flyaways as possible. Now, normally I would absolutely 100% just leave my hair looking like this because I just love this smooth, shiny finish, but it's kind of still a bit airy. However, this video is the ultimate glassy, glossy, smooth, straight. So we still want a little bit of heat applied because even though I'm really happy with the result, yeah, we've still got just a few little hairs here. But yeah, just to really keep it long lasting and just get the best result possible, we just need a little bit more heat just to really smooth down that cuticle and seal everything in properly. So the perfect tool for the job is going to be my GHD Kronos. This is GHD's top of the range flat iron, and I will say it is really the best. You only want one pass of this, and I would especially only recommend one pass because obviously we have already applied heat to the hair. We've already used 140 and we've kind of gone over the hair 3 passes each section. This is now 185 degrees Celsius. If you're in Fahrenheit, that's 365 degrees. So that's the optimum temperature for heat styling dry hair. When you're working on dry hair, the hair can take a lot higher temperature, whereas wet hair is a lot more fragile. So yeah, we're working with a higher temperature here, but the reason why GHDs are designed to be at 185 degrees Celsius, that optimum temperature, they do suggest you do really only need to go over the hair once. Obviously, if you're going over the hair multiple times, you're actually just applying way higher and too hot a heat on your hair. It's just not going to be great for hair health, and ultimately the best shine actually comes from genuinely healthy hair. So yeah, all of these tips and everything we're doing today is keeping the hair just at the most healthiest it possibly can be and protected. I'm going to go back through, resection the hair, but because we're not obviously working with like wavy hair, it is literally straight already. I can afford to go in with like slightly bigger sections than before, so I'm not too worried about my section in here. And then, as you probably guessed it, of course, we're going to go in and apply some more products. So this is the Paul Mitchell Hot Off the Press. I absolutely love this product. It's amazing for heat styling dry hair, especially like on a step like this. You just need that extra little bit of heat protection, and you're then going to, yeah, just mist it on, protect the hair just further from heat, because obviously even though we have already applied heat protection with those other products, but then we heat style, the heat protection works, it kind of, imagine this is the hair and then the heat protection envelops the hair with that film layer of protection. But if you've already heat styled once, you've got to bear in mind that then filmed layer is slightly compromised. It's already had heat applied to it. I always just think it's better to be safe than sorry. There's no harm in applying more heat protection and just making sure all areas are thoroughly covered at all times. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my comb, and what I'm going to do is pop it underneath this section, and this is called chasing the comb. So we're going to lead with the comb first of all, then the flat iron goes in straight away on top, and that helps to get like the smoothest section possible. So closing that flat iron and leading with the comb, chasing the comb down. Just going to seal off each section with just that extra bit of heat applied. And actually what I think I'll do, I'm going to style this section next, but what I think will be best, let me style all of this side first, and then I'll show you the difference between kind of just leaving it the Airstrait dried and styled and smooth, and then just giving it that finishing touch with the extra heat in Kronos. I'll show you actually the differences side by side. This is the side styled with extra heat and styled with the GHD Kronos. And I mean, obviously it is literally just lying poker straight and flat, and I can really tell the difference, and it's just kind of brought all the hair together as one, so it all like moves in the same direction as well. And I mean, definitely it is a minor difference, but here, yeah, the hair is just Airstrait only, still got that incredible shine, but you see it does start to separate a little bit, and it's got more of a natural straight finish. It isn't poker straight and smooth, and it's almost just got a bit more more body to that side. So I wouldn't say this side is absolutely crucial and it's an absolutely necessary step. As I say, I'm always happy a lot of the time just to leave my hair with the Dyson Airstrait. But if you want the perfect polished poker straight finish and also something that's going to give you that longevity, if you want that poker straight glassy finish to last you for like a couple of days, I would definitely go in and finish with the GHD on that extra kind of seal of heat. Let me just quickly GHD this side and then we'll finish off with the final touches. Both sides now straight from the GHD, and I do just like to, because everything I guess has been brought forwards just so I can see what I'm doing in the mirror and so you can reach it, but then I do like to bring everything to the back, and then I'll just run over with the straightener just down the back there just to make sure I literally don't have any gap or any wave at the roots there. So all we have to do now, our finishing products. So I'm going to go in with a hairspray, just a really nice light hairspray. And this is just to really slick down these little pieces that I just love to stick up. I'm sure literally everyone has those pieces. So I do love to use a lightweight hairspray for this, because anything like a really strong hold hairspray, I don't want it to obviously look sticky and just look like too heavy on the top of my head. I do love to use this hairspray. This is the L'Oreal Professional Infinium Pure 6, and it is actually hypoallergenic as well and fragrance free for those of you who suffer sometimes with hairsprays, because hairsprays can be a bit overwhelming sometimes with the smell. I will literally just spray that on the top, and then I use my hands, and then I also do it down the length just so you don't have any like little flyaway bits here, and then I'll literally just take my comb just to make sure the hair still moves. It's not like plastered down on the head. But honestly, that is such a key tip. You know, when you see like the celebs on the red carpet, you will notice like they don't have any hair out of place on the top, so actually just applying the product on there just to make sure it stays nice and smooth and sleek is such an important step. And then last product we're going to apply, it absolutely would not be a glass hair tutorial if we don't use a shine spray. There is not a hairstylist who does not go around in their kit with a shine spray. Again, any celeb that you see on the red carpet, they've got the shine spray applied. It's just literally that final touch, just so when light hits your hair, it literally reflects and it looks so super shiny. So yeah, this is the Colour Wow Extra Mystical Shine Spray. It is quite strong, so just be careful with it. I'll literally just put my hand under there, mist it from a distance. You don't want to go too close. As I say, it's strong. You don't want to make the hair look greasy. It's just that perfect finishing touch. I'll literally just comb through the hair. Also just want to pop any underneaths. Do that as well, just so the shine spray is not literally just hitting on that top layer. There we go, guys. My perfect glassy shiny hair. I absolutely love it, and once you've done all of these steps, your hair is going to last you as well. Final little tip on about like hair lasting, because that's the question I get asked all the time. You've done this, you've put in all this work on day one, you want to make sure your hair is lasting best it can on day two. Definitely I'd recommend investing in a silk bonnet. So I wear one of these every night to sleep. That's going to keep your hair just nice and smooth, because on just a normal pillow and just with moving about, you do cause a lot of friction on your hair. And then just normal tips and tricks, try and avoid, if you can, really hot steamy situations, like a really hot steamy shower, bath, or like sweating really hard in the gym. And I know that sounds silly because obviously we do go to the gym, we do sweat, and we do have hot steamy baths, but I think it's just maybe planning your hair and being realistic. If you're going to do all this on day one, then on that same evening do a really sweaty gym class and then have a really hot steamy shower, don't expect your hair to like really be lasting well the next day, if that makes sense. It sounds so bizarre, but try and plan. If you're really focused about this lasting, being perfect the next day, just try and plan, I guess, workout routines around it. Or if you are showering, bathing, just make sure it's not super hot and steamy. You just want to avoid that humidity still, even though obviously we've protected it and we've got that layer on top. But yeah, ultimately the things that then make hair go frizzy and kind of revert back to normal, especially if your hair is wavy or curly, you're going to break the hydrogen bonds. The things that break the hydrogen bonds are water and heat. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you loved the products I've recommended. They are my top products to get this perfect glassy smooth finish but without weighing the hair down. And also I hope you really learned something new just with any of the techniques or the tips and the tricks that I've shown you today. And as usual, if you like this video, if you learned anything new, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I'll be bringing you videos like this every single week. If you do subscribe, I'll be seeing you next week for another hair video. Bye guys.